Let's look at the initial steps of setting up your Mein Uber self, your super self, your symmetrical self. You're going to open the portrait from our Discovery Classroom, just the straight shot as it is. And then before we begin, come on over to your layers. Let's do a Command J, copy the layer, so it's layer 1, and then let's select the background and drag it to the trash. So we just have a layer 1 of our base portrait. Sometimes what happens with a background layer that's locked is that it won't allow us to do certain things. So let's just create a layer 1. The first thing we want to do is bring down some guides from the rulers. If you don't see the rulers, you won't be able to pull down guides. We're going to pull a guide under, say, the eyes, and we want to try to get our face 180 degrees, not tilting to the left or right. Mine's looking pretty close here. Let's pull another guideline down, say to maybe the nostrils, the top or bottom, whatever. And I can see I've got a little bit of a gap right there. And then sometimes we may also want to pull a guideline down to the mouth to see, is it level? Is it 180 degrees horizontal? Then, if you feel you need to make adjustments, and I'm going to make a little one, we go to Image, pull down menu, Image Rotation. Select Arbitrary. I'm gonna just tweak mine a tiny bit. You can go clockwise, counterclockwise, and you can dial in exactly how much. If it doesn't look good, no worries. Command Z, redo, try it again. I'm gonna try 0.15, and that's all I needed. I'm just a little bit more level, and I am okay with that. Now I'm gonna take my horizontal guides, pull them, left drag, left click and drag off the rulers, they disappear. Now I'm going to bring in some vertical guides. I'm going to put one right by my jaw, where my jaw meets my ear. I'm going to put another one over where my jaw meets my ear. And then I'm going to put a center point. Where's the middle of my face? I'm going to zoom in, and we want to try to put that guide in the middle of our nose. But we also want to check for the mouth. We kind of want it to be in what's called that Cupid's bow, where our lips go up, they come down, and it creates a V. So to create a little bit more of a natural look, I'm going to try to put my guideline in the bottom of that V and then try to get it into the middle of my nose. And hopefully it doesn't look too weird where there's a lot of space or unequal space on either side. So I'm going to try this. But it may be that one side is a lot different in size than the other. And my first super self that I did, I looked really creepy because my eyes were really close together. So what we'll do is you can take the rectangle selection tool and left click, drag and drop. You'll notice it snaps to the guides. We get the marching ants. So that's an indicator of the size of my left. Now, if I left click and drag that over to the right side, we can see that on my photo, there's a little bit of an extra gap of space right here. So my face was horizontal, was good, but I did tilt just a little bit. So what we can do is draw some guidelines here on the edge of the box, another vertical guideline into the middle, generally speaking, and let go. Now I'm going to go Command D, get rid of that box. I'm going to make another selection inside this first area. So what I'm saying is I'm going to use this as a guide to give the left side of my face that extra bit of space so that hopefully it will even out. I'm going to take this guide and move it, snap to my middle line. Then I'm going to take a guide and put it right there. I don't need the vertical guides anymore on the outsides. Select the pointer tool, left click and drag, get rid of, pull away the guides. All right, now I'm going to come down here to my layers, and I'm going to press the plus sign, create a new layer. I'm going to select my image. I can Command D and get rid of that tiny little marching ant box. Now I'm going to take my rectangular select tool, left click and drag, and I'm going to go to the first line. I'm going to go to dead center. I'm going to Command C and then go Command V and drop it into my new layer. So we can see if I hide my background layer by taking the eyeball off, here is my left side. But remember, we talked about I didn't want to look creepy, right? With my eyes too close together or my eyes too far apart. So I'm going to stretch the image just a little bit to make it more naturally even. I'm going to go to Pull Down Menu, Edit, Transform, Distort, and I'm going to just pull straight across and snap to that other line. So I gave my face just that little bit of extra width that I determined with the little marching ant square. So hopefully that works. So now I can take that guide and put it away. I'll say yes, check mark yes to the transformation. And here's our guide in the middle. You could leave it there, or you could take it away at this point. Now I'm going to create a new layer, plus, at the bottom. I'm going to go to layer 2. I want to Command C, copy layer 2, go to layer 3, and Command V, paste. So now I've got two versions of myself. But I want to take that selection and flip it. So I'm going to go Edit, Transform, Edit Pull Down Menu, because we just want to edit one layer, Transform, Flip Horizontal. Now I can move the right side of my face into place. And I'm going to keep going until the two sides meet. There, you can see obviously there's a gap. That's just the background. Well, that's just nothing showing. So you may want to zoom in for this part, guys, and take that right side and bring it towards, the right side is coming towards the left until you see that white line or background disappear. Sometimes at this point, I will like to put the background back on. And then just check, zoom in close, are the two halves together? And I'm pretty sure they are. I don't see a gap. And it looks like it's lined up. So I've still got quite a bit of editing to do here. And yeah, I look weird. So we're going to keep going, and we're going to make this symmetrical self look more realistic. Notice how everything is the samey same. My hair on the left is the same as the right. I've got like imperfections on my skin, and my shirt is a mirror image. It looks so weird. So what we're going to do is using clone stamp, things like the eraser tool, new layers, and spot healing tool, and polygon selection tool, feathering selections. We're going to create a more realistic, natural looking version of this.